Morning folks, Phil here from Telford Koi Pond, back in the filter house again. Just got one last sort of job to do this season for the pond, and I know it sounds a bit late to some of you, but that is to put the jump guards on. So I've been waiting for the glass and the fittings for a couple of weeks now, and they finally turned up. So just spin you around, take you outside, and you can see what I've got. So you can tell it's early in the morning because the birds are singing. Pigeons are still roosting, but anyway, yeah, very nice, thank you. So there we go, we've got 5 pieces of glass. Pond's 5 meters long, so couldn't really do one length down both sides, so it's been split into 2. So we've got 2 lengths down each side and 1 length at the top. Got all my fittings and bits and pieces here. So I've even treated myself to some new drills to drill into the blocks. We've got the straight connectors, H connectors I think they called them. Got 2 corner connectors, which are those things, and then we've got a ton and a half of these, you know, the D clamps that just fit on the bottom of the pond to support the glass. So I'm just going to measure it all up. I've got Craig Scrag 68 coming over later to give us a chuck with the glass, because obviously I can't lift it all on my own. So obviously what I normally do first thing in the morning is take all these covers off, because I do put them on every night. And I know it's the end of the season, but I just want to get my jump guards on ready. What I've had to do, because the jump guards, I'm just going to shove them down the middle of the copings here. If you remember or if you've seen on previous videos, these had a big long protrusions here, shall we say, that I left on there just because I thought it gave more bearing on the copings. But obviously if I'm having the jump guards coming down the middle of here, they were in the way, so basically I've gone around and just chopped them all off. So the covers are a lot smaller now. I've cut down the mesh as well because that was oversized, and it's amazing what difference it's made with the actual weight, if I'm honest with you. But anyway, I'm going to mark these up now. We're just coming down the 2 sides and that top there. Obviously there's a natural stop at the end where the filter room is, plus backy shower is going to be in the middle of there anyway, so I might do something either side of the backy shower once it's in. But yeah, that's it, that's the plan for today, is get these glass jump guards on. Hopefully we don't have any mishaps while we're doing it. And obviously I'll film it as we go, so I'll catch you in a bit. So we're cracking on. It's about 10:30ish. I've got all the brackets on the far side, all the brackets on the end, and I'm just starting down here. And as you can see, those of you without a laser level, I'm doing it old school. So to get the line that I need to be on perfectly, I've got a piece of string screwed to the board up there where it needs to be, and a weight at the end, which happens to be a paint can. And all I'm doing is, when I'm putting these in, just making sure they're at the same point as that one, all the way along. And then obviously at the end I'll take this off and ping it, and then we'll just double check. So that's where we are at the minute. I'll crack on and get these done, and again, Craig should be here in the next 20 minutes or so, so we'll come back to you then. So when I'm drilling these holes, as I said earlier, I'm drilling them between the coping stones. Some of the coping stones are a bit narrower than others, so some of them that are particularly narrow, when I try and put a normal raw plug in, which on the others I've put in and then pushed all the way down to the bottom of the hole, it won't work. So I'm sure you've all seen these before. They come in a big length and you just cut them off to suit yourself, but on some of these I am using these as my raw plugs. They're just as good. Still push them all the way down to the bottom. But yeah, they're stiffer. So as I say, where these, if you push them down, they all start folding over at the top. Obviously you can just cut them off, but I want the raw plug to be right at the bottom of the hole. So those are a good option. And then obviously they just screw in. Make sure the screw goes in the hole, because it's a smaller hole than a normal raw plug. But again, I can normally, you can feel it pushing down to the bottom. And yes, you may think this is massively overkill with the size of these screws, but you've got 25mm of coping stone, and these are actually laid on a bed of mastic as well, or bonding mortar, or whatever it's called. So I've got to go down 35mm before I even get into the breeze blocks. I have got a screwdriver with a head that I could be using for this, but hey ho, the shed's 30 foot away, and that's 30 foot I can't be bothered to walk. So there you go. And again, once I've got all these in, I'll then use the string to straight line them again. So we've cracked on a bit more. Guest introduction, partner in crime, Craig, aka Greg68, come round to give me a chuck with a glass. And it's always great having somebody that's already done it, because obviously he's already given me a couple of tips on how to do it. So basic one is put the rubbers in and put the backs on these, but leave them floppy, and then you can just put the glass in and then tighten them up accordingly. And also, because these are not going to be perfectly straight, just sort of nip them all up, and then once all the fittings are on, go around and tighten them up. So we've got the back one on. Marvellous. The measurements at the corner seem to be spot on at the minute, which is great, and they look all right. So we'll carry on, get all the glass in, and then, as I say, we'll nip it up. And just one more little tip for anybody doing this: when you take your pond feeder off your pond, turn it off. Otherwise you'll end up with loads of sakiyakari all over your decking. So we crack it on, see you in a bit. So back again, we've had an excellent morning. If you want to pan round, you can see that all the jump guards are on. They're all levelled, they're all tightened up, and it makes an absolute massive difference to the pond and how you can see the fish. And they're just not intrusive at all. Being glass, it's just really opened the pond up. I can't believe I didn't do it sooner, but there you go. So the covers now have been taken off and resigned to a pile over there. Obviously I'll put them away afterwards. So yeah, definitely a 2-man, possibly a 3-man job at times, but massive thanks to Craig for coming over and giving us a chuck with the glass and put me straight in terms of how to set it up. So I think we're done now. I don't intend to put the covers on again. I'll change them to my winter covers, put polycarb on the top of those and use them for winter, and then take the polycarb off, and they'll be the summer holiday covers. So great stuff. Catch you later. So this is the morning after the night before, as it were. Good to see the jump guards are still standing. It's great being able to just see the fish like this without having to come down and struggle with the covers in the morning. Fish look happy enough. All 13 of them are still in the pond, thank goodness. Put the feeder back up this end for now, but this really is, I've just put some pieces of wood across to rest it on, obviously a temporary measure, because the backy shell will go there, but I need to, I'll get that off anyway shortly when I start putting it into winter mode. But yeah, fish seem happy enough. Cracking. Yeah, really pleased with the jump guards. As I say, the very nice, very unobtrusive. Went a bit overboard with the D clamps on the bottom here, but it was just, I didn't want to drill through the copings. The joint pieces, again, very nice, very swish, very easy to do. 17mm gap you'd leave between the glass for that particular model. And then the corner clips, similar sort of thing. I don't know whether you noticed in a previous video, I had a sticker on the floor where I marked out the actual corner intersection of the glass, and this just comes back 21mm for this particular type of corner bracket. but they are so easy to fit on. As I say, the big tip, what I wouldn't have done probably, I would have probably put all the front or the back faces on and tried to put the glass on and then put the other side on. I suppose it's quite sensible and quite obvious to other people that you put the face on and just leave it wobbly. But yeah, anyway, wittering on. I'm just pleased it's all here, very pleased with it. So yeah, it's just amazing just coming over and looking at the fish straight away without even having to worry about taking jump guards, covers off. And they all look lovely. They have just eaten, which is why there's a bit of crud in the water. But yeah, all looking good. The big Shiro I bought off Lee, he just he loves hanging. You probably can't even see him, but he just loves hanging around by the warm water inlet from the air source heat pump. But they're all doing well. Catch you on the next one.